Hey guys, how's it going? Today's video, I'm going to talk to you guys about how the narcissist gets worse, gets grumpier, turns less tolerable as they get older. That's right, they don't get better, they get worse as they get older. Do me a favor though, real quick. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button right there. All right. So if you're dealing with a narc, and a lot of times we want to believe that we want to believe that as you have a entanglement with a narc, that they will get to a stage in their life where they will absolutely stop acting crazy, doing crazy stuff, doing everything they can do to go against the grain. We have this thought and this belief, we buy into this belief that the narc is one day going to get it together, that they're going to stop all of this craziness, that they're going to stop the lying, the cheating, stealing, the manipulating. And the fact of the matter is that as they get older, they get worse. That's right, it gets worse because as they get older, you got to think. See, a narcissist is a person that usually has been able to manipulate people through either their charisma, and that charisma is not going to go as far, or their looks. And we all know that as you get older, your looks change. It's guaranteed no matter who you are. Now, you do have some narcs that, they trying to hang it out. They trying to hang in there for the long haul. They try to keep together till they 90. And I get it, they got to hold on to, they got to use what they got till they get what they need, right? But the thing is, nonetheless, you still go through a change. You're going to go through an entire body change. Men, as we get older, things start to change. And if you abuse yourself in a certain way, those things that you abuse are going to change, and not in a good way. And a narc usually, as they get older, I'll say with the female, she's going to get a little stronger with the makeup. They're going to use all kinds of every enhancement that they can use, lashes, fake hair, the fingernails, you name it, they're putting it on, and, they're trying to do everything they can do to maintain youth. And men, you're going to see men not necessarily trying to do things that mean that they want to be physically, even though they will do that. Narcs are going to usually stay in pretty good shape sometimes, or they're going to have some money. One of the two. They're going to use some bait in one of those two ways. Usually a narc, though, they want to control with their physical attributes, because that gives you a little more control, because that's the physical attraction. But again, as you get older, that look, it fades. And I don't care who you are, as you get older, as we all get older. But not only does it fade, but when it starts to fade, and they're not able to manipulate like they were able to when they were younger, that's a narcissistic injury to them. When they can't just, to call you and tell you anything, and you just fall for it. You all in, and head over heels for them. That means something to them. That's like telling them that they don't have it anymore, like they're old. And when they hear that, that is frightening to a narcissist. You're old. That is frightening to them. So, as life deals with all of us, the narc, they don't deal with it the same way. They get bitter, and they get a lot more spiteful and hateful, and it becomes a lot more unbearable to stay around them, because they're getting more and more toxic, because they're not able to secure supply as easy. And that's why you see, and most people wonder, like, what happened to them? Because they don't have it, whereas they can't just go out there and manipulate people and just pull somebody in and keep them there. They're never going to just be able to keep somebody with them, because, well, I ain't going to say never. Sometimes they find somebody just as toxic. Sometimes they find somebody more toxic. So when they find somebody just as toxic, it's just a toxic, they're spitting venom at one another as they get older. And both of them think they're winning, because they lie to each other, they cheat on each other, and they abuse one another and stay together. Now, the unfortunate side of this is some of us will settle for that. We'll get to a place where we're just like, okay, if that's what I got to do to be with the person, and I just want to tell you guys that that's just not where you want to be in this lifetime. You don't want to be in a situation with someone where you're looking at the situation as, okay, I'll take them any way I can get them. Because that's really the goal of the narcissist. They want you to want them any way you can get them, because you're not going to have them on terms that you're comfortable with. You're not going to be able to get them and have them on those terms. You're only going to get them on terms that they want. And the terms that the narcissist wants, they want the kind of terms that they want you to want them and be with them. However, they want to still have all of their other supplies, and they want you to not have a problem with that. That's right. They want you to just go along, to get along. They want you to play along. They want everybody to just be this big happy circle around them, and everybody praise them. But as they get older, like I said, as they get older, they lose all of their influence over people. Even if flying monkeys don't view them the same way. As they get older, you just don't have that pull. People don't, as people get older, they start to develop boundaries. All of us do. Your boundaries get stronger as you get older. You become less tolerant to the ignorant arrogance of a manipulator, and you start to not like those kind of people. So the narc is kind of like you're leaving the narc in the cold, because they don't stop. They continue to go forward with, the manipulation and all of the other stuff that they do. And they expect you to just go along with it. They just expect you to get along with it for the rest of your life, because that's life to a narcissist. In their life, they just want you to go along. Hey, let me just win every game, and you just be happy watching me win. That's how they feel. And if they could take you all the way to the grave and they get to win every time, that's what they're going to be comfortable with. A narcissist is extremely comfortable with winning every time and you never winning. They're extremely comfortable with that, with you never winning. They don't want you to ever win. They want you to just enjoy watching them win. That's what they want you to do. They want you to enjoy watching them win. And like I said, as they get older, they're going to try to do things to enhance themselves. You know, of course, you know, you got to buy things. Well, and I think we all get to a place where we still want to feel vibrant and feel good about ourselves as we get older, you know, but it's going to be different with a narc. And it's different with the narc because they depend on being able to entrap people, to trick you into an entanglement with them. And if they can't trick you into it, most of the time, you know, the narc is going to, it's a failed attempt. It's a failed attempt at tricking you into an entanglement with them. Most of the time it's a failed attempt because as you get older, you're aware of manipulators. You're teaching your children about manipulators. You're teaching other family members and friends about manipulators. So a manipulator really has a hard way to go once they get to a certain age because that age group just isn't going for it anymore. So a lot of times you're going to see a narcissist as they get older, they want to reach back to get, you know, kids that are a lot younger, people that are a lot younger than them. You know, if you find a narc around 50 or in their 40s or 50s, they're going to be looking for somebody in their 20s, maybe late, early 30s. But they really like somebody in their 20s, you know, somewhere in that age range, because, you know, it's easier to run the game on them. See, you can't be 50 and think you're going to run game on somebody who's 50. It just doesn't work that way. As we get older, we get a little wiser, you know, and as we get older, you know, it's a lot more difficult to just accept that type of behavior from somebody, you know, especially once you get into your 50s, you know, your late 40s and 50s, it's a lot more difficult to just accept that craziness. But, you know, as I said, you know, as they get older, they just go in the opposite direction. And also with a narc, you know, they're the type of people that expression, they cut off their nose to spite their face. That's something that a narcissist does, you know, just to keep you in check. A narcissist wants to keep you in check, and they want to keep you in check by doing things that you would never imagine that they would do. You know what I mean? You'd be like, where is this coming from? That's one of the ways that they are able to keep you in check because you're just off balance. You're like, what is going on? You know, like, why would they do that? Like when they pick another supply, you're looking at the supply like it doesn't make sense. And you're trying to make sense of it, but it doesn't make sense. You know, but hey guys, that's my video. I want you to like, share, subscribe, comment. Tell me what you think in the comments about the narcissist that gets older, not better. All right. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next video.